behind me is the website Vocl, VOCL.com. This website will never be heard again after this video, or it's going to be one of the things that fills your news feed for the next few months to even years to come. Well, why do I say that? Vocl is the platform for Americans who want to defend life, liberty, and the freedoms that have made America the longest-running constitutional republic in the world. And if we go down to feeds, Vocl keeps your account organized with 4 dynamic feeds. The For You stream offers the latest videos and podcasts from FSBN show hosts. The election stream provides updates from Cause of America and Election Crime Bureau. Now, a lot of people will know what those 2 names are. If you don't, those are Mike Lindell projects. And this here would be Frank Speech. This is a Frank Social redo with a new name. And if I scroll down, you'll see Mike Lindell. This is the Mike Lindell project. I'll put the information up while I talk so you can read more here if you would like. So what is the goal of this? Why does this exist? What's going on? Well, I watched Mike Lindell explain it. This app is in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Why is it in Portuguese? According to Mike Lindell, Bolsonaro wanted to use this after denying losing the election in Brazil. Yes, this was going to be a tool for election denial in Brazil. Now, the For You feed's pretty standard. The election feed is a curated list of people vetted by Mike Lindell and Cause of America. Cause of America is just another Mike Lindell group. Mike Lindell says this is why other apps fail when you can get what he considers trusted information just from Vocl. The following feed is pretty standard, but the description kind of given by the woman in the video I watched wasn't really clear, as if they're also going to mix in Mike Lindell sources you aren't following. It sounded like that to me. Maybe I misunderstood. Groups, you can just find a random group to follow, and it'll follow like a prayer group and all list prayers, right? Now, Mike Lindell says they own the servers, so they can't be taken down like Parler was. And I want to take this for a moment to explain. Mike Lindell is set on possibly losing everything. His business has been crumbling. He is facing a massive Dominion lawsuit that is for more money than he has. So he's put a lot of his money into this election for a very simple reason. Once that Dominion lawsuit ends, it looks like he might not have any money. So while he says here the servers can't be taken down like Parler, if they end up being seized as part of the payment owed to Dominion, this goes down. Now, why did I say it would end up on your news, right? Well, Vocl is part of Mike Lindell's big plan, his big election plan. And I've covered it before, but I'll give it in short from memory. Mike Lindell wants you, in your state, if you can, to request a mail-in ballot. He wants you to physically get that mail-in ballot, but do not turn it in. You are then to go to a polling place on election day and cause a scene. If they tell you that you're listed as already voting because you have the mail-in ballot, hold it up, show you have it, vote, cause a scene, ask to file a complaint. If they let you vote, well, then you're supposed to hold up your mail-in ballot after, complain, cause a scene, ask for it to be reported. Then, no matter what happens, you are always supposed to file a complaint. Then you're supposed to go on his app, now called Vocl, and list yourself causing problems. They encourage, in the video I watched, people to take photos and videos about possible things that Mike Lindell could spread. And this is how I remember it last time listening to the explanation. Basically, voter fraud isn't happening. They can't find any. They can't find it in any substantial scale. So what he wants people to do is make problems to create the appearance of possible voter fraud. Mike Lindell says they want anything posted on Vocl. They'll take it from there. They want everything they can. So why I said this might end up on your media feed is it's an attempt to just generate as many photos and video clips and claims as possible so Mike Lindell can then disseminate it out to his various groups, who can then spread it to various other groups. I'm sure along the way it's a game of telephone, change it slightly, and then we end up with, well, we saw what happened in 2020, right? Stop the Steal movement, all of that. And a lot of that, if this happens again, could be traced back to Vocl. because that's the point of Vocl, right? And I watched Mike Lindell, and it's kind of like everything you would expect, right? Mike Lindell pushing himself. They're coming at me because my pillows are $14.88 and they're 88 cents now. Other companies use 88. Well, no, they're coming at you because $14.88 specifically has a very racist connotation. And then when you were made aware of it, when Mike Lindell acknowledged that, he doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on using $14.88. That's what the $14.88 issue for him. He likes to say, "Oh, they're after me because of the 88 cents at the end." No, it doesn't look good because of the target audience. It doesn't look good because you're doubling down. But he's not doing it. He's not doing it because he's racist. Mike Lindell's doing it because he needs the. It probably drove sales. You know what I mean? Someone's like, "Oh, hail Hitler" from Mike Lindell, the 14 words. I'll go buy a pillow. He's standing up to the wokes. Like, I'm sure his sales went up. That would be my guess after $14.88. Also, he says that a retailer pulled out, and it might be related to that $14.88. Now, during even the presentation he gave, they were showing Vocl, right? They're showing the app. And what goes across the feed? Well, what I expect to see from this app. Now, they post, like, behind me, you can see, like, there's a food, right? Well, what they showed was an image that said, it was like a meme image. It says, "Climate change, the made-up catastrophe used by the globalists and socialists to instill fear and guilt, to tax, regulate, remove our friends while pretending to be," and then at that point it was cut off, but the background was fire. So they're trying to make you afraid, and then the memes using scare fire. Now, I haven't covered a lot of political stuff today because there hasn't been a lot in my opinion. Elon Musk is doing paying people to go door to door. I mean, campaigns do that. The issue for him is it's reportedly people are scamming him. They're not actually going to the houses and they're collecting the money. He's now giving $1 million away randomly every day to someone who signs his petition that he's already paying people to sign. I'm guessing the amount of signatures he's getting was just not good. Trump today went to the hometown of Arnold Palmer, the golfer, famous for that mix of tea and lemonade. And Mike Lindell, Trump talked about, his thoughts about Arnold Palmer, such as, he would go into the shower and other guys would think, "Wow, he's got a big cock." Not in those words, but I'll put it in the pinned comment for you. I'll just make that the pinned comment. You can go. There'll be a Twitter link. You can go to it. I guess, right? I mean, at this point, he might as well go for everything. And I do want to mention, for anyone on either side, right? Because I know a lot of people watch my stuff that doesn't agree with me politically. If you're on either side and you see anyone trying to tell you anything about politics using Polymarket, let me explain. Polymarket is a cryptocurrency betting site that you can't use if you are American. Also, most of the money, a huge portion of the money that's tilting the odds in Trump's favor, you can see on the website come from a select few users dumping millions of dollars in. Polymarket this is not a secret. They are paying people to post daily Polymarket polls on Twitter. Big influencers, left and right, paying them thousands of dollars a month. It's supposed to be labeled with an ad, but most people aren't doing it. Multiple influencers who were offered the deal and didn't take it have posted about it, posted the messages. Polymarket is in no way a replacement for polling. And even now, we are in such a political climate that I don't really know how well polling is going to work. Depending on the household, you might not want to say you're voting for Trump or Kamala Harris. You might be doing it for what your family's doing, or what your neighbors are doing, your community, who's around you. And if we can't trust polling of people in America, we can't make estimations of the 2024 election. You can't make estimations about that election using foreigner crypto money from a select few handful of individuals. It doesn't make sense. And people go, well, no one would waste millions of dollars on this. It's a gamble. People that are rich gamble high numbers like that on slots in sports. If you're a Trump fan, you'll go with him even if you think he's not going to win. People bet on their favorite sports teams that are, especially the addicts, they bet on their favorite sports teams, sometimes even when they know they're going to probably lose, and they're willing to put themselves in the hole for it. Like, not all the money's from those select few, but if you're a degenerate gambler, what better to gamble on than the U.S. election? For a lot of reasons, but people talk about, like, it makes it better. It makes it more entertaining to watch like a sports game when you have skin in the game, when you're betting on it. I hear that all the time with like, esports as well, video game sports, anything. Imagine how much more fun it is for an outsider watching the American election.